In the grand halls of Samaria, King Ahab of Israel takes Jezebel, a princess of Sidon, as his wife. Draped in royal finery, Jezebel brings with her the gods of her homeland, Baal and Asherah. She is no ordinary queen, she is bold, cunning, and determined. Under her influence, altars to Baal rise across the land, and the people turn from the God of Israel. Jezebel's power grows, and with it, her fury against the prophets of the Lord. One by one, they are hunted down and slaughtered. The land grows silent in fear, yet in secret, Obadiah, a servant of Ahab, hides 100 prophets in caves, keeping them alive with bread and water. The prophet Elijah, standing alone, challenges the prophets of Baal to a contest. Jezebel's priests gather on Mount Carmel, cutting themselves and crying out to Baal, but no fire falls. Then, Elijah prays, and fire from heaven consumes the altar. The people fall to the ground in awe, shouting, "The Lord, He is God." Jezebel, upon hearing of Baal's defeat and the death of her prophets, seethes with rage. Word reaches Jezebel of Elijah's triumph. Furious, she sends a message to him, "May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make you like one of them." Fear grips Elijah, and he flees into the wilderness, exhausted and despairing. Ahab sulks like a child when Naboth, a righteous man, refuses to give up his vineyard. Seeing her husband's misery, Jezebel acts swiftly. She forges letters in the king's name, commanding the elders of the city to accuse Naboth of blasphemy. Innocent, he is dragged out and stoned to death. Jezebel smiles as she hands the vineyard to Ahab, her power unquestioned. Elijah arrives at the stolen vineyard, where Ahab now stands. His voice rings with judgment, "Because you have sold yourself to do evil, disaster will come upon your house." He turns his gaze toward Jezebel and speaks the chilling prophecy, "Dogs will devour Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel." Years later, Jezebel hears that Jehu, the new warrior king, has arrived in Jezreel. Instead of fleeing, she prepares for battle in her own way, painting her eyes, adorning her head, and sitting at the palace window like a queen awaiting her fate. As Jehu enters the city, she calls out with mocking disdain, but Jehu does not respond with words. He commands her eunuchs, "Throw her down." Hands seize Jezebel, and she is cast from the window. Her body strikes the ground with a sickening thud, and blood splashes against the walls. Jehu rides over her lifeless form, as if she were nothing. Later, when servants go to bury her, they find only fragments, her skull, her feet, and the palms of her hands. The rest has been consumed by dogs, just as Elijah had foretold.